The King's back! Thank y'all once again for tuning in to the one and only Blake Check. It's the culture commentator King Blake tapping in once again. More content for your head top. Now let's get into it. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. I gotta applaud this young brother for stepping up and attaching his name to lending support to Kyrie and his plight and everything that he's got going on right now in his battle with the NBA. Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics used to be teammates with Kyrie, and he's currently vice president of the National Basketball Players Association. He did an interview with the Boston Globe where he had a few things to say. Now let's get into it. So he expressed that he is not comfortable with the conditions placed by the Brooklyn Nets on Kyrie Irving's return from his suspension. According to Brown, Irving will meet with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on Tuesday to discuss the aftermath of Irving's controversial posting to a link to a movie with anti-Semitic references and his refusal to apologize or say he's not anti-Semitic in multiple interviews. He's been suspended for 5 games for the post that he made on his Instagram. Brown told the Globe Monday morning that the NBA PA believes those conditions are too stringent, especially when there is no guideline that addresses social media posts in the collective bargaining agreement. He said the NBA PA is expected to appeal. I don't believe Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic, Brown said. I don't think people in our governing bodies think he's anti-Semitic. He made a mistake. We understand from an outside perspective how important sensitivity is to not condone hate speech and not condone anything of that nature. It's insensitivity to the dialect around that. We don't want to stand up for somebody in order to not condemn hate speech. But I don't believe Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic, and hopefully the NBA feels the same way. That was amazing. We got to congratulate that brother. Listen, I understand he said there's other people in our governing bodies that don't think he is anti-Semitic, but them other people didn't step up and them other people didn't make statements. He did, so we have to acknowledge him, and we got to give him some props for that. Young guy stepping up and making it known, like, I'm backing this brother. I think the requirements placed on him is too stringent. It's ridiculous the way that they're treating him, and we're going to stand behind them, and we're going to appeal for the suspension. I think that's amazing, bro. That's amazing to see somebody using their position to support a brother when he's going through a difficult time, instead of doing what LeBron did and just further throwing him under the bus and wiping your hands clean of it. Now, the article goes on to say, there's an interesting distinction between what somebody says verbally and what somebody posts as a link on a platform with no description behind it, Brown said. Some people will argue there's no difference, and some people will argue there is a difference. There's no language in our CBA. There's no rules against it. This is uncharted territory for everybody, and everybody is trying to figure out the difference between the two. Listen, he's on fire, man. He's really addressing everything. Like, how can y'all suspend somebody for something that is not in the rule books about their social media and what they choose to promote? I smell a lawsuit. The NBA PA, the article goes on to say the NBA PA and NBA have been having discussions about more clarity with player expression and empowerment since the Irving issue. They're having discussions about player expression. That's how much they want to control them. They're having discussions about how the players can express themselves. That's crazy. And one of the first major topics, NBA PA Executive Director Tamika Tremaglio has addressed in her brief tenure. The NBAPA released a statement last week condemning hate speech, but did not mention Irving's name. The NBA released a similar statement, also without a reference to Irving. Trust me, that's something that they both ran across each other, like, hey, we gonna speak out against it, but we ain't gonna allude to Kyrie, and we would like if y'all did the same thing. It's definitely a conversation that's going on, Brown said. I told people that are participating in this ongoing discussion that everybody is watching. I think there's a big meeting on Tuesday amongst Adam, Kyrie, and whoever they decide to be there. I've been talking to Kyrie, I've talked to Adam, I've talked to Tamika, I've talked to pretty much everybody about the situation. But I'm expecting the NBAPA to appeal the suspension from Brooklyn, the terms, etc. that went into his return. The terms for his return, they seem like a lot, and a lot of the players expressed discomfort with the terms. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. That's how you do it, brother. That is how you hold it down when one of your brothers is going through a situation and being treated unfairly. You don't have to sit there and catch the heat with him, but you can speak truth to power and say, I don't think this is a fair situation and we need to re-examine the way that this is being handled. LeBron, King James, are you listening? Nah, cause you ain't do this right. You too busy playing Halloween, dress up, trying to be Takeoff as a tribute when Halloween was already over. What kind of weird ass grown man does that? But I digress. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. This is just about giving props to somebody for standing up and speaking truth to power. It's the right step in the right direction. And hopefully after this meeting with Kyrie and the league, we'll see some change come about where they drop these stupid restrictions and whatever things that they have in place for him to achieve and donate $500,000 to this charity. It's crazy the way that they do. Meet with this person to show that you have understanding. Like, the threshold for them is ridiculous. And I'm glad somebody's speaking out and stepping up to the plate. Shout out to Jaylen Brown once again. King Blake, food for thought. We out of here. Y'all do the dishes.